My name is... It's named Sadie.
Hi. Hello. My name is Alex Kozlov. This, and behind my camera is my dad, by the way. And, this is 8th period Spanish class. And today, we are going to be making sugar skulls, which is a popular treat for El Dia de los Muertos, aka the Day of the Dead. And it is a very popular treat. It is one of the most popular treats for the Day of the Dead. So, yeah, let's get started. The following things that you'll need in order to make a sugar skull is you would need a mold with a skull. We don't have a mold that just have a skull, but we have this mold that comes with a skull and many other molds. Very nice.
So we will just use the skull part of this mold to build our skulls.
Yeah, listen to what my dad says. We also need waxing paper, a plate, some sugar, and a baking tray.
So tell about the recipe.
We have found a recipe on the internet, and this is like a basic recipe on how to make sugar skulls with just sugar and basically water. And for another recipe, you obviously need an oven, but this will be taken care of in the next part. Alright, so we got the wax paper ready. So what you have to do next is you have to pour sugar on a plate and then pour a tablespoon of water, and then you have to mix it with your hands until the sugar will reach the sand state.
State of a wet sand.
Wet sand state.
So it should keep the shape. Yeah.
So it should retain and keep the shape.
And then you...
Then put the sugar in the mold.
Yeah, and compact it.
And compact it. So, now that you transferred the sugar to the mold and then put it into a baking tray, the sugar skulls must look like this. And then, this is the moment where we'll transfer it to the oven. The oven needs to be preheated to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And put the skulls in the oven for 10 minutes straight. No high temperature and no long times, or otherwise the skulls will melt. Alright, now this is the moment where we'll transfer the skulls into the oven. Now, let's set the time. This one? Or the timer?
Timer.
For 10 minutes straight. Alright, now that the pot holders is out, let's take them out of the oven. And let's keep them in room temperature for now. Voila! here's our sugar skulls. While the sugar skulls are cooling down in the oven, I want to talk about the Day of the Dead. A brief explanation about Day of the Dead, aka Dia de los Muertos. Well, the Day of the Dead, it does sound creepy. Because how can death and celebrating can exist in one sentence? AKA, how can death and celebrating correlate with each other? Well, that is not the case. Because actually, Dia de los Muertos, aka Day of the Dead, is not about death. It's about love, memory, and family bonds that exist through time and space. And I will tell you why. Traditionally, the Day of the Dead is related to two individual Catholic holidays. The Day of All Saints is held on November 1st, and the Day of All Souls is held on November 2nd. So, Dia de los Muertos, aka the Day of the Dead, can be celebrated anywhere. But where the Day of the Dead is most commonly celebrated is in Mexico, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Honduras, and El Salvador. And what about the time? The Day of the Dead connects Catholic and pre-Hispanic traditions because similar holidays were celebrated by the Aztecs, Mayans, and Olmecs. Aztecs celebrated it during the whole months, glorifying the goddess of death, Mexicasihual. The Day of the Dead is not a sad holiday. It's not even sad because what you're doing is you're meeting with your beloved ones. And it's never a bad thing because people in the Day of the Dead like to make beautiful altars in memory of their dead relatives. They like to decorate tombstones, remember funny moments, and even arrange carnivals. Of course, they like to cook special foods. For instance, they cook special bread, which is called pan de muerto. And, just like we showed you, they also cook sugar skulls called calaveras. Although we used paint to decorate our sugar skulls, people usually use food coloring and frosting or icing to decorate your sugar skulls. And that is the final result. I want to say thank you for watching my presentation. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
And with that, I just have two more words to say. Obama out.